As you can tell, I am somewhat of a Christopher Nolan fan. If you are not, I don't know, guys. I trust his work and his vision as a filmmaker. So when he comes out and blasts the Warner Bros. For their decision to move movies to their HBO Max streaming service instead of, having a big theater run, it is going to be in theaters. I kind of had to listen to what Nolan was saying, and a lot of it is spicy. I'll read you some of the quotes that he did with ET Online. And this just proves that there's going to be a huge backlash to Warner Bros. And their decision to put movies on the streaming service as well as the theaters simultaneously. And it's the simultaneously part that's got a lot of people's feathers ruffled. I mean, every movie's going to be on some kind of a streaming platform eventually, but having it at the same time takes away from the revenue that it can earn in the theaters. So Christopher Nolan came out and said this. Basically, he's not happy with it. In the way he did it. So his quote says, I mean disbelief, especially the way in which they did. There's no such controversy around it because they didn't tell anyone. In 2021, they've got some of the top filmmakers in the world. They've got some of the biggest stars in the world who worked for years in some cases on these projects, very close to their hearts, that meant to that they were working towards the big screen experiences. So yeah, that's true. A lot of people thought that I'm going to make a movie, it's going to be on the big screen and people are going to see it and we're going to ramp up the huge marketing machine and I'll make some bank. He continues, they're meant to be out there for the widest audiences. And now they're being used as a loss leader for a streaming service, as a loss leader for the fledgling streaming service without any consultation. So yeah, he's upset that they took the films. So there's a lot of controversy. It's very, 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 very messy. A real bait and switch. Yeah, it's sort of not how you treat filmmakers and stars and people who these guys have given a lot for these projects. They deserve to be consulted and spoken to about what is going to happen to their work. And then the final big quote that everybody's talking about is, some of our industry's biggest filmmakers and most important movie stars went to bed the night before thinking they were working for the greatest movie studio and woke up to find out that they were working for the worst streaming service. So, pow! HBO Max, take that. Now, am I a subscriber to HBO Max right now? No. And the upcoming Wonder Woman movie that's coming out on December 25th, I'm going to the theater to see that. I'm not going to pay money to watch it on HBO Max. And a lot of people will pirate it, of course. And this has come up with, what happens to all these deals that people have made where they get a percentage of the box office take, because some people do put in those deals, the directors and some of the top actors. So what happens to all that, right? Well, in Wonder Woman's case, I guess it's come out that the studios compensated them for that. They paid off Patty Jenkins and Gal Gadot a percentage of what they thought the box office revenue would have been. So they took a cut. Now, I don't blame them for that, but what happened to the other films? Nothing. You get nothing. And it's kind of like, no, guys. And from what this sounds like, Warner Bros. Didn't even consult anybody on the filmmaker side. So I think this is going to get caught up in a lot of legality, a lot of maybe lawsuits that are just going to be kind of like, the executives in the Warner Bros. Office right now are scrambling. They're going to try to weigh out what's the fallout of this going to be. We're going to get probably hit with a bunch of suits that'll have to pay off some people, like the writers and all that stuff. And even though everybody's paid who's made these projects already, there's still those back-end deals and the percentages, right? And people have signed contracts with the idea that they were going to be making a live movie for the theaters and not a streaming service. And especially if it's under what we all understand, that they've done this so that they can promote HBO Max instead of, trying to make money in the theaters. Yeah, it's a dicey situation because you're going to lose money in the theaters anyway right now, because not a lot of theaters are open, because we're going through our second wave right now. And we are just on the cusp of getting vaccinations. So it's going to be half a year before all of that rolls out, and it's going to be probably a full year before everybody is fully vaccinated, or at least the people that want to be. And I think there's going to be pullback from this. I think Warner Bros. Is going to pull back and come out with another statement. They're going to have to revise this whole strategy. And I land on the side of Christopher Nolan. I trust Nolan. I do believe in the theater experience, but I always felt like the way I read that deal is that the movies would be on the streaming service for 30 days and then pulled so that the theaters can still take in some of the revenue. But most movies make their revenue on the first couple of weeks. Like the first 2 weeks are key for a movie's release in the theaters, because that's when they make the most bank. I would have just said, okay, for the first month it's in the theaters and then you get it on streaming. I would not have said simultaneously. That's the way I would have done it. But it appears that more people are coming out. I think James Gunn from the Suicide Squad has just come out and said that he's not happy that Suicide Squad is going to be on the streaming service and is going to miss the theater run. And I side with that, and I'm siding with the artists and the creators here, guys. Warner Bros., you're just the distribution services. I understand you're going through troubled times, but I'm pretty sure they're going to pull back on this one. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below.